There's a discussion where if Hashem gives his verdict, Hashem already said to Moshe, after he struck the rock, because he struck the rock, you will not see the land. So if Hashem said no, how does Moshe have even the right to question God's decision? I'll give you an example. But Chet Egel, Hashem says to Moshe, I will destroy them if you allow me. Allow me to destroy them. So by saying that to Moshe, allow me to destroy them, Hanichali, that was the opening. Moshe understood that he's in the position that he could advocate for Klal Yisrael and bring about the Midas HaRachmim, they should be forgiven. There's a Rabbeinu Bachya by Noach. He cites that others say that Noach did not pray for his generation. When their fate was sealed and he said he would destroy the world after 120 years, why did Noach pray? He should have been mismal for them. That's the Rabbeinu Bachya cites, others ask the question. So Rabbeinu Bachya explains that once Hashem says that fate is sealed, he had no right to pray. He had no right to pray. Hashem says it's over, it's over. Why by the Chet Egel did he have a right to pray, Moshe Rabbeinu? Because Hashem said to Moshe, Hanicholi, allow me. Allow means it's up to you. If you activate the Midas HaRachmim, they'll survive. So there's no claim against Noach why he didn't pray. He was not permitted to pray. We find by Sodom, Hashem says to Avram, I will destroy Sodom and Amorah. Moshe, Avram immediately begins advocating. Maybe the 50 tzaddikim, there's so many tzaddikim, whatever it is. I mean, seemingly, the question's a question. If Hashem says, I will destroy them, how did Avram have a right to try to activate the Midas HaRachmim? Until Hashem says they're no tzaddikim. Therefore, their fate is sealed. So we once explained that the opening for Avram to advocate on their behalf was because why is he telling Avram? You want to destroy them, destroy them. In terms of Noach was told to build the teva that maybe within this period of time they'll do tshuva. And they have 120 years to turn around. They didn't, the fate was sealed. But Avram had nothing to do with Sodom and Amorah. They're evil, Hashem decides to destroy them, destroy them. Why is he informing Avram that they're going to be destroyed? So Avram took that as an opening, that if you're informing me they're going to be destroyed, evidently I have something to say about it. That was the eye-opener. That was the green light for Avram to start advocating. And therefore Avram said maybe the 50 tzaddikim, 45 tzaddikim, until finally came to a point where Hashem says the no tzaddikim. And they have no worthiness, they will be destroyed. But again, Avram couldn't have prayed for them only because he believed that because Hashem is informing him, that gives him the right to advocate on their behalf. Over here, wait one second, I'm recording this, Alan. So over here, why did Moshe Rabbeinu begin praying? Because he misunderstood something. Hashem says you will not see the land. Moshe Rabbeinu was privy now, and he was allowed to conquer the territory of Sichon and Og, and he divided it between Gad and Asher and half of the tribe of Menashe. So the conquest has begun. Moshe Rabbeinu understood, or needed clarification on this, that if he was allowed to begin the conquest, maybe there's a basis for Midas HaRachmim, that he's able to annul the decree through his tefillah. Hashem says, after all the tefillah, says, Moshe, I don't want to hear from you. That your fate is sealed, you're not crossing, even your remains are not crossing the Yarden. But again, Moshe Rabbeinu had no right to pray on his own behalf, only because he believed that since Hashem allowed him to be part of the conquest of the Ever HaYarden, therefore Moshe believed he had a right. Now, Hashem says, you're not going in. So there were a number of reasons he wasn't going in. Now, The Orach Chaim HaKodesh explains, and we mentioned this many times, that if Moshe Rabbeinu would have built the Beis HaMikdash, what would have been? The Beis HaMikdash couldn't be destroyed. The reason yesterday when we had Tisha B'Av, why is Tisha B'Av called Moed? It's a holiday, correlate Moed, because we find when the Mishkan was built, the word Mishkan is mentioned twice. Mishkan Eidus. So Rashi decides Chazal that why is the word Mishkan mentioned twice? The word in Hebrew, the word Mashkon is collateral. That Hashem will take the collateral in the future twice. The Bayis Rishon, and Bayis Sheni, rather than destroying Klal Yisrael, the Navi says, my wrath will be expended al eitzim v'avonim, on the wood and the stones of the Beis HaMikdash. But if the Beis HaMikdash couldn't be destroyed, Klal Yisrael would have to be the ones to be destroyed. So it was Midas HaRachmim that Moshe Rabbeinu should not go in and build the Beis HaMikdash, because if he would build the Beis HaMikdash couldn't be destroyed, and therefore Klal Yisrael would have to be destroyed. He wouldn't be able to take the collateral, the Beis HaMikdash, in place of Klal Yisrael. That's the Orach Chaim HaKodesh. Now, but that's only because the Jews ultimately will sin to be deserved to be destroyed. So we need the Beis HaMikdash as collateral. But what about if let's say Klal Yisrael would not fall to that level? So there's no reason why Moshe Rabbeinu shouldn't go in. Now, Moshe Rabbeinu understood. He understood his value. So why did he consider for a moment? Why did he pray to such an extent? And Hashem says, no. Evidently, Moshe, and the Orach Chaim HaKodesh speaks about this, that Moshe Rabbeinu felt that under his leadership, Klal Yisrael will not fall to that level. He didn't understand exactly to what degree all their past failings, what did that foretell about the future? He didn't understand that foretold, even with his leadership, it's not going to happen. Klal Yisrael will fail. And if they fail, it's over. Because we don't have the collateral of the Beis HaMikdash to take any longer. So therefore Hashem said to him, you can't pray any longer. Because factually, the fact is, and I'm sharing it with you, they will fail, and therefore you can't go in, because it's to their detriment if you go in, because then the Beis HaMikdash can't be destroyed. But that's the back and forth. And what about, he has to be buried to atone for Baal Pa'or? Baal Pa'or can only be the prosecutor every year, as we'll see. That's only, again, because the Jews themselves hadn't fully recovered to do sufficient tshuva. So therefore that is going to always be a prosecution. But Moshe Rabbeinu believed he'd be able to bring him to a level that all evil be able to be eradicated. Hashem says it's not holding there. And because it's not holding there, you can't go across. You have to be buried opposite Baal Pa'or, because factually they need that silencing of the prosecution, and therefore you can't pray any longer. So it's in their interest, and of course Moshe Rabbeinu understood that Moshe Rabbeinu only lived for Hashem's glory, and if Klal Yisrael will be destroyed, Hashem's glory doesn't exist any longer. Okay?